Hello fight fans, thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, pros react after Nate Diaz defeats Jorge Masvidal. Lastly, Conor McGregor wins $1.6 million betting on Nate Diaz to beat Jorge Masvidal. Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal had their highly anticipated rematch this evening in Anaheim, California. The pair had originally collided for the Ultimate Fighting Championship's BMF title at UFC 244 in November of 2019, with Masvidal ultimately winning that bout by second-round TKO. This after causing multiple lacerations to the face of the Stockton native. Nate Diaz had most previously competed in combat sports in August of last year, suffering a unanimous decision loss to Jake Paul in a match that served as his professional boxing debut. Prior to that setback, Diaz had earned a submission victory over Tony Ferguson at UFC 279. Meanwhile, Jorge Masvidal was returning to action for the first time since UFC 287, where he suffered a unanimous decision loss to Gilbert Burns. That setback had marked Masvidal's fourth in a row, as he had previously suffered octagon defeats to Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman. Tonight's Diaz versus Masvidal rematch proved to be a thrilling back-and-forth affair. Jorge Masvidal appeared to land the cleaner and harder shots throughout the majority of the 10-round contest, but it was the toughness and volume of Nate Diaz that ultimately proved to be the difference. After 30 minutes of action, Nate Diaz was awarded a majority decision victory. Check out how the pros reacted to Nate Diaz defeating Jorge Masvidal below. Great fight, guys. Nate Diaz, you're a hoe who my PFL $15 million MMA offer. Masvidal trash too. 98-92, these dumbass judges, man. Whatever the decision, that was actually a really good fight. Congrats to both men. Weak, Jorge Masvidal won the fight. California as corrupt as always, significant punches went to Jorge by far. Diaz with a strong round, Masvidal losing a step and Diaz turning it up. Diaz takes round 9. Masvidal still up 6-3, I've got it 1-1. UFC bantamweight champ Sean O'Malley has taken his seat ringside. He'll serve as a color commentator on the Diaz-Masvidal main card. Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal put on dueling 10-round combinations. What a scrap. I have it 6-4 Diaz. Where would Masvidal be without the Ben Askren KO? 48-47, Masvidal after round 5. Masvidal landing the better power punches, Diaz obviously more volume. Masvidal blue corner walked out first, Diaz red corner entered second to a huge ovation. These rounds are not easy to score, but I have 5-1 or 4-2 Jorge. Nate Diaz was once awarded the key to the city of Stockton. Unfortunately, all the locks were already broken. 10-9 Diaz, but Masvidal landed some good shots at the end. Solid action thus far. Per a promotion email we just received, tonight's attendance for Diaz versus Masvidal at Honda Center in Anaheim, 18,040 sellout. There you go, they did it. They sold the place out. Jorge trying to pace himself in the second half of these rounds and it could cost him. Prob 1-1, but a couple moments of bad optics with Jorge backing to the ropes. It's not MMA criteria. 8-2 is too wide, but for example, ring generalship matters along damage. That's not the case in MMA where that matters, all other factors being equal. Masvidal getting backed up to the ropes constantly definitely cost him even if he landed heavier shots. 86-85 Masvidal. Diaz finds a second wind in the 9th round and lands a nice flurry on Masvidal. The first blows landed in that sequence had Masvidal flexing his mouth. This has exceeded my expectations. Thought it was clear. Anywhere from 8-2 or worst case 6-4 if you gave the close ones to Nate. Seems like this is what is wrong with boxing. Jorge Masvidal all day. Conor McGregor has made headlines once again, this time off the ring, by winning a staggering $1.6 million through a bet on Nate Diaz. McGregor wagered $500,000 on Diaz to defeat Jorge Masvidal in their recent boxing match. Before the boxing match, McGregor confidently announced his substantial bet, backing his former rival Diaz to win. McGregor shared his bet on social media, stating, "Range, form, experience, solely hands being used, I can't see Masvidal causing any problems to Nate in a boxing ring whatsoever." Confidence paid off as Diaz, 39, secured a victory over Masvidal, 39, via majority decision. This win not only gave Diaz a chance to avenge his UFC loss, but also netted McGregor a hefty return of $1,125,000. McGregor posted several tweets celebrating his successful bet on Diaz. Here is what he said: "The rich get richer. Well done, Nate. Congrats." The Irish star shared his plans for the winnings. Yacht fuel. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.